Welcome class 10, subject computer application, chapter 1, introduction to internet, part 3. Part 3, in this part we are going to study the internet protocol and internet terminology. Internet protocols, generally meaning of protocol is rules for performing any task. In the concept of computer network, it is a set of rules for communicating between electronic devices over the network. Means how our data will send and receive and which rules it will follow in this process over the network. So actually, in computer every work is done with the help of program or software. So protocol also is a software or program in which some rules are written to transmit or receive the data. So we have different type of data for sending and receiving, so that we have different rules, means different protocols for sending and receiving different type of data. Today we are going to study the following protocols: Transmission Control Protocol TCP, Internet Protocol IP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure HTTPS, Internet Message Access Protocol IMAP, Post Office Protocol POP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol SMTP, File Transfer Protocol FTP, SSH File Transfer Protocol SFTP, Secure Shell Protocol SSH, Secure Copy Protocol SCP, and Telnet Terminal Networks. So let we start the first protocol, Transmission Control Protocol. TCP is a popular communication protocol which is used for communicating over a network. It works on the second transport layer in TCP IP model. Here is given the TCP IP model, and in this model we have the 4 layers: application layer, transport layer, internet layer, or network access layer. And TCP work on the second layer, means on the transport layer. The work of TCP is to divide the message into series of packets that are sent from source to destination, and at the destination TCP also gets resembled them. So here from the application layer the data is sent to the transport layer, which break the data into small packets and send to the third layer. The standard size of TCP packet is 20 byte, means the packet which is created by the TCP can be of 20 byte. Source port and destination port size is 16 bit. In the packet we have the source port and destination port, and it may be of 16 bits. Data or payload size is 65,535 or 64 kilobyte. So data which is included here, it may be the size of 64 kilobyte. Now Internet Protocol IP. IP is designed as addressing protocol. It is mostly used with TCP. It works on the third internet layer in TCP IP model. We can see it here. It works on the third layer. IP has the task of delivering packets from the source host to the destination host based on the IP addresses in the packet headers. For this purpose, IP defines packet structure that encapsulate the data to be delivered. So here we also can see the work of IP is to addressing the packets. At the destination, it also resembled the data packets. So after sending from here, means this computer, the data on the destination system also resembled by the IP. HTTP Hypertext Transfer Protocol. HTTP takes care of communication between a web server and web browser. So we can understand here, this protocol is used between the browser and the web server. Means when we access any website, at that time HTTP is used. Communication between client and server is done by request and responses. A browser means client. You know, browser is a client software. Sends an HTTP request to the web server. We can see here. Web server receives the request and runs an application to process the request. So here web server get the request from the client and process that according to the request and then send the response. It is written here, the server returns an HTTP response to the browser, and browser means client receives it and display on the screen. Let me move to the next term. Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure HTTPS. HTTPS is not a separate protocol but refers to the use of ordinary HTTP over an encrypted SSL, secure socket layer, TLS, transport layer security connection. Means it is the ordinary HTTP protocol, but in HTTPS our data is secure because data is transmitted in the encrypted form. It is used for secure communication over a computer network and is widely used on the internet. The main aim for HTTPS are authentication of the accessed website. Means HTTPS shows us that we are on the authenticated site, and protection of the privacy and integrity of the exchanging data during transmission. And we also can assure that our privacy and integrity is protected. Now we can understand it with the help of these images. Here is the example of HTTP and this is the HTTPS. So we can see here protection is open, so our data is not protected, it can be trapped and read. This can be understand here also. When we transmit data using HTTP, it transmit in the plain form, but when we use HTTPS, in that case our data is logged, means data is transmitted in encrypted form and that cannot be read by anyone. So we can see it here, when data is sent through the HTTPS, it encrypted, means it is jumbled and then reached to the web server, and when web server give response, it also encrypted, means in the jumbled form, and then we receive it and decrypt it in our computer so that we can read properly. Internet Message Access Protocol, IMAP. It is an internet standard protocol used by email clients to retrieve email messages from a mail server over a TCP/IP connection. So here is clear that IMAP is used for retrieving email from the web server to our computer. We set IMAP as incoming protocol of our mail client when we want to retrieve an email box by multiple email clients. Means when multiple users want to access that mail from the mail server, then at that time we use IMAP as a incoming protocol in our mail client. Therefore, clients generally leave messages on the server until the user explicitly delete them. So in the case of IMAP, our mail resides on the mail server until we delete that mail ourselves from there. So here we can see our mail is at the mail server, and this mail can be accessed from the multiple clients. Now let me move to the next, post office protocol, or we also say it POP3. It is an application layer internet standard protocol used by email clients to retrieve email from a mail server. It is also used for accessing mail from the mail server, just like the IMAP. But here is some difference. We set it as incoming protocol when we want to download all messages from the mail server and store them on the client computer, and finally delete them from the server. Means when we set incoming protocol POP3, in that case our computer download that mail from the mail server and delete from there. We can understand it with the help of an example. Here we can see it is a mail server and our mail is resides here. If this computer is using POP3, then it will download the mail in it and delete from the mail server. In that case, other computer cannot access this mail because this mail is deleted from here. Now move to the next one. Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, SMTP. It is also an email related protocol used for sending messages to other computer users based on email addresses. So this protocol is used for sending the email from our computer to another. So now we are going to study the remote login and file transfer protocols. Remote login is the process of login to the another computer or server which is at distant place from our computer, so that we can use its hardware, software and data. For setting up remote login, we use different protocols like FTP, SFTP, SSH, SCP, Telnet, etc. So now first of all we are going to study the FTP protocol. File transfer protocol, FTP. The file transfer protocol FTP is a standard network protocol used to transfer files between a client and server on a computer network. FTP works on a client server model architecture. It transfers files over TCP IP network. So firstly, this protocol is used for transferring file from one computer to another or one computer to another server. Mainly FTP is used to copy, upload, delete, rename and edit file folders for updating web content on the web server by web designers. Mainly FTP is used by the web designers to update the website content, and in that case we have to copy the content from the web server, upload some content sometime we want to delete some content, rename some content, so we can do all these work using the FTP. Also can configure our own computer as an FTP server, means we also can do all these work on our computer by setting that computer as a FTP server. User should have a login ID to access remote FTP server, but still it is not secure because the data being sent is not encrypted. It uses port 21. Next is SFTP SSH file transfer protocol. It is secure version of file transfer protocol, means we know that the previous FTP protocol was not secure, so we need secure transmission. That's why SFTP is developed. It is used to transfer data like FTP, but it is used secure shell data stream to transfer data over a network, means data is encrypted before transfer. So here data is encrypted before transmitting to the destination, and in that case if anyone trap our data cannot be read properly. Authenticate the user and the server. This protocol authenticate user and server both. It uses port 22. As we know, FTP used port 21. Secure shell SSH. It is a cryptographic network protocol, means it provides encryption for secure transition so that no one can steal data. It works on client server model. It uses strong encryption to ensure the privacy and integrity of data that is exchanged between the client and server, and it uses port 22 just like the SFTP. Next is Secure Copy Protocol SCP. It is also a network protocol. SCP uses secure shell SSH for data transfer and uses the same mechanism for authentication, thereby ensuring the authenticity and confidentiality of the data in transit. It also uses port 22 like SSH. It is also a network protocol used with TCP/IP network. It is a simple text-based network protocol, means all commands are written by keyboard, and it was used at the time of DOS operating system. Means it is very old protocol which was used for remote login. It is used for accessing remote computers. Not secure, means encryption is not provided, and it is launched in 1969, so we can understand it is very old protocol, and encryption was not provided in this protocol, and it work in the text form. To start a telnet session, the user must log into a server by first providing the host name. Then user will be prompted for entering a valid username and password. So here we can see it is a telnet server. These computer can use it as a remote computer, means if these computer want to access anything from here, from its drives, then they can access by setup remote login connection. In this part, we had to recover internet protocols and internet terminology, but protocol explanation became very long, so we will study internet terminology in next video. Thank you. Rest of the terms we will study in next video.